What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Eric of the Saiyan Lifestyle, and thank you for tuning in to this video. Now, as you may know that, I think it was last week, most previous video I made a video about why the six-pack is actually a highly overrated muscle group. And if you don't feel like going back to that video to watch it, well, I would highly suggest that just so I can get more views and get my video out there. Please do watch it and like and comment on it. Well, so to sum it up, what I said was that the six-pack or the rectus abdominis is actually a teeny tiny little muscle within the whole core. It's like the chest compared to the rest of the body. And too many times, guys work the six-pack way too much and don't think of the core as a whole. And what's the main function of the core? To keep yourself upright, stable, and injury-free. And what happens if you work the six-pack too much? It's like what happens if we work the chest way too much. It's going to get really strong and really tight, roll your shoulders in like this, create shoulder impingement and injuries, and also lead the way for some upper back tightness as well. So if you focus too much on your six-pack, you're not going to be able to stabilize yourself like you should. You're going to get weaker in your lifts, and you're probably going to get lower back injuries too. And lower back injuries can really derail you. So I decided I wanted to make a video about how you can start training your core right now just in your workouts. And that sounds interesting? Give me one. These if you have not already, and subscribe for more content coming soon. And let's get into the video, guys. So one thing I forgot to cover is why is the core so important? Because it's literally used in everyday activity. Whether you're walking, you're bending over, putting gas in your car, picking your kids up off the floor, or whatever it is, even sitting in a chair, your core is always active and always needed by your body to keep itself, well, in shape and upright. That's why core training is so important, and why when you just work your six-pack, you might get caught into like this kind of position where you're hunched over the entire time. I mean, we spend a lot of our days in that I can't speak. We spend a lot of our days in this position anyway, so why do we want to keep crunching ourselves in that position? Now practice getting our body upright like this. So that brings me to the first tip. What's the first thing you can do to really work your muscles out or work your core out during your exercises or during your workouts? Well, here's the first one. Get upright. And get upright means quit doing exercises seated. Yes, I know you can, with the dumbbells or barbell, press a whole lot more weight when you're seated than when you're standing. Or like if you're doing a power bomb, like I like to call it because of Scott Herman, because I watched him growing up and he really influenced me to do this. If you're doing it, or this is called an overhead tricep extension, and you're seated like this, yeah, you might be able to do a little bit more weight, but when you go standing, you're gonna figure out that, wow, my core really needs to work for me to stay upright. Well, guys, that's the first way you're going to work your core during the workout, is you got to stay upright. So no more doing barbell or seated dumbbell curls. Okay, well, you shouldn't do barbell curls seated anyways because you're not going to get the full range of motion. But dumbbell curls, don't do them seated anymore. Stand up, because when you're curling like this and you let the weight out like that, your body's gonna have to fight with your core to make yourself stay upright. Because simple biomechanics, if a weight's coming out here, your body's gonna be tempted to come out like that, but your core's gotta keep you standing up. So when you're laying the dumbbell out like that, which you do it when you do the bicep curl properly, your core's gonna be fighting to keep you standing up. And also, you wanna do exercises that force you to stay upright, like not bench press, like an overhead press, or even a deadlift. Like if you don't keep your chest upright, you're really in for a world of hurt. Or even like Romanian deadlifts, anything that forces you to keep your chest upright, not seated, is going to be good for you to really work your core, just with your exercises or in your workout alone. The second one is to get out of balance. And this will also go hand in hand with the third one, but I'll get to the third one pretty soon. What do I mean by get out of balance? Make sure your body gets out of balance. You see, we're not always going to be balanced in everyday life. There are times where we're just out of balance. We don't always have one foot or both feet planted like we should. And one exercise I've been adding in quite a bit to my workouts is the single leg dumbbell deadlift. And it's done by just keeping one foot on the floor, kicking the other back, and bringing the dumbbell down and back up. When you first start this movement, just start out without weight because it is a bit of a challenging one. What I found out is that my core has been forced to work so dang hard like that. Especially when you get up to a really heavy weight like 70-80 pounds, your core has to work so hard to stabilize itself. Well, one, keeping the chest upright, but also you're out of balance. And I have a client right now that wants to work on his upper body strength, but his core is really weak, which leads to his lower back problems. So guess what I did? I do a lot of unilateral stuff, like I'll have him do a one-arm dumbbell overhead press, or like a one-arm chest press, or even one-arm row standing up. Everything I can to make his body a little bit out of balance, so his core has to force itself to really stabilize it, which is actually going to be leading into my third point. You need to stabilize yourself. Which, getting out of stability, you're going to be forced to stabilize yourself. That's like the plank. If you're doing, let's say, a TRX rollout where you're slowly rolling yourself out, your body, okay, I'm going to do this for right now, just for demonstration purposes. If your core's not working, your lower back's going to go like this, which you can probably guess is going to cause injury. So you are really forcing your body to stabilize itself so that you're not going to get injured. In fact, I believe that core training should take over your abs workout, because almost all muscles in the core have to work together to stabilize themselves. So you should stop your like 20-30 minute ab workouts and just do like 5 minutes of core, and trust me, your midsection is going to be fried after that. And if you do all these two above tips, your core is going to be so fried. So guys, your core is meant to stabilize yourself, especially when you're out of balance or trying to get yourself in balance. So by the first one, standing up, you're going to force your body to do what the core is meant to do, keep yourself upright. If you're like, let's say you're doing an overhead press, you press like this, you're going to activate your core so you don't fall back like this and cause low back problems. And also, getting yourself out of alignment and isolation movements, or what are called unilateral movements, and force your core to work, and get your body to where it needs to stabilize yourself. Also really going to work the core. And you got to really, to make core workout good or effective, you need to practice getting yourself out of stability and stabilizing yourself. And if you take all three of these tips during your next workout, I guarantee you, your midsection is going to be completely fried. So guys, when it comes to your strength gains, and strength gains leads to muscle gain as well, you need to make sure you are gaining the core. The best way to do that is to make sure you're out of balance, and your core has to force itself to stay in a good position. You have to force your body to hold itself up, but also stabilize itself in those unilateral movements. Now guys, that is my tip on how to work out your core during your workouts. I've also given to not just my online students, but my in-person clients as well. And if you did like this video, like I said, give me one of these so I know you did like it. And so the people at YouTube also know, or the algorithm knows, that this is a good video. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comment section down below, or go join my Facebook group, Saiyan Warriors, and ask it there. And also, subscribe for more content coming soon. Thank you so much if you already do subscribe, or if you're going to subscribe. Thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. Anyways, I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep getting those gains, bro. Let's get it.
Is to go even further beyond!